Hello A-Framers. Well, today I'm super excited to demo our new transactions page. I think this page is going to actually change the way you work within A-Frame for many of you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to try to make this video short and sweet, but there's a lot packed into this page, so it may be longer than other videos I've made in the past. But let's get started. So the dashboard is unchanged, but you will notice over on the left menu there's a new icon called transactions. Now this is going to load up my transactions page. And at a high level, what the transaction page enables you to do is at the top you'll notice I have a number of searches. I can add, remove, customize as many searches as I would like up here, or views. So right now I only have 4. I have an all search, which actually is a system search. You can't delete that, but you can create others. So these are all my open transactions. These are open transactions with pending items. So we'll get into this in a second, but you'll see I have open tasks, open dates, or open sort of attachments that I haven't uploaded yet. So this gives me a view of transactions that really need stuff to be done. I also have a view here that just says close year to date. Just thought that would be good to have on my dashboard. But again, you can manage these views over here on the right and add, delete, customize, and reorder these as you see fit. Now down below you'll see the transaction grid and or spreadsheet, if you will. But you'll notice all of these columns, they're actually customizable. So you can change the order in which they appear. You can actually set the sort, and then you can obviously add or remove these columns as you see fit. The other really cool thing about this page is you can display custom field columns as well. So you'll see this. We actually have a custom field called financial process, the home warranty, and so these are a number of custom fields that we can display on the grid as well, which I think is super cool, especially if you guys use custom fields within transactions and need to see that on a dashboard type page. So let's go ahead and the other thing I'll demo just real quick while we're here is, again, earlier I talked about pending items. So for example, tasks, dates, and attachments. The cool thing about this is now once you click on any of those sections, you can actually perform those actions right here on the page, almost eliminating the need to actually go into the transaction itself in many cases. So if I need to complete a task, if I want to search for particular tasks, obviously I can do that. If I want to clear the filter and just see everything, all of this is available to you there. If I needed to create an email from one of these, you just fire up your email right there. And if I go to dates, for example, then I can see all of those dates. If I need to check anything off, I can. If I need to clear my filter because I made a mistake, certainly fine. So obviously I can add notes here as well. Just do Control Enter, use the escape key. By the way, the escape key is a great sort of feature, so you don't always have to click this X button. So if at any point I open up a drawer, is what these are called, then I hit that escape key, and it really allows you to operate very efficiently within the application. The last thing that we have over here are attachments. So if you're on the dashboard and you just need to upload some contract files, well, I have some contract files over here on my desktop. I can just drag these over. These will be uploaded. I could rename these however I want. It will actually go to the default folder that I've dragged over and dropped the file to. But if I want to actually apply this to a specific placeholder, then I can go ahead and do that there, and then that will be actually, you'll see it, it's actually here, right here in the actual entry itself. So the other thing you can do is obviously you can drag over many items at once. I could drag those into any folders. I can also drag these just in sort of the generic folder, if you will. I can choose a default folder. Maybe I want all of these to go into the no folder, but I do want to sort of override this just on a couple of items. And now if I save that, everything is sort of in the right place. Now if I clear my filter, you'll see they're all in the right place. So again, these three little drawers could save you guys a ton of time from popping into transactions and coming out of them. And then of course the custom fields here that you can see on the grid also may save you quite a bit of time. Some upgrades that are coming, we want to allow the ability to change some of these fields within the grid itself, but for this initial version, these are static, so if you do need to come in here and change some of these values, you would just pop into the transaction, go ahead and make that change, and then come on back to the transaction page. It will pick up right where you left off. So again, just like the search results that you're used to, you can select items, you can do things with items that have been selected, export, run reports. But so I won't bore you with that. You guys should be familiar with how all of that works. What I do want to talk about briefly is filters and customization for this particular grid. So if I come into the filters area, you'll notice we actually have a lot more filters available to you, and we also have a lot more smart filters. So for example, this, we're able to choose the different stages. If I want to display solds, I obviously can. Not sure that would make sense for this particular search. But I can, again, who do I want to see? Do I want to see specific people that have a specific role? Do I want to show pending items? I can obviously delete any of these, and all of my filters are actually up here at the top. So I can choose any number of filters that I would like and go ahead and put those, apply those filters, and then see what it looks like over here. Now, the nice thing about this is when you make changes to a current view, you'll notice that there's an asterisk here. So we haven't really saved this. Right now it's sort of in, I'll say, your session. But if you want to permanently save it, you can actually save the changes permanently. So when you log in next time, it will actually be where you left it. Or if you want to revert and go back to your original view, you can do that. So this makes it real easy to say, okay, I'm looking at my open items, but I want to just filter this slightly. Maybe I want to just look at the statuses that are active and take a look at that. Okay, great, but you know what? That was just temporary. I want to go back. That's how you would make that change. The other thing that's pretty nice are the customizations, right? So again, I can come in here. I can sort any field where I want to view it in the grid, and I can also choose any field, any custom field that I'd like to display. So, if there's any custom field like appraisals, bed baths, anything that I've really put together in my particular system or account, I can display those here. And again, I can sort those however I'd like and really make the view custom to yourself. You do have the ability to do some sorting here, but I would argue that it's probably easier just to kind of click on the columns here at the top. And again, once you have your view the way you want it, you can click Save, or again, you can revert back to the original settings. So let's go ahead and jump into the Manage Views, and I'll show you some of the cool features involved here. So if I go to Manage Views, this area enables me to sort. So you'll see how they change up at the top. So if you don't want to see this all thing, you can kind of just put it at the end. If I want to create a new search from some predefined views, we actually have those available if you click on this little tab here. So you'll see we actually have some predefined stuff like my close year to date, my close last month, my under contract. These are sort of best practices, but you may say, I've actually got a better idea. This type of view would help me much more than what we've got here. Maybe you start with one of these and say, okay, I want to look at my open closing soon. So I'll go ahead and create that view, and I can actually rename this. I'll just add something custom so you can see that. Now that view's been saved. You'll see that it's now here at the bottom. Maybe I want that as second place. And then if I come back and click on this view, this is where I get to sort of customize it as I see fit. So I could come in here and say, okay, these are my under contracts. And actually, let's talk about this. So I told you that we have filters that are much more dynamic in nature. So instead of picking a specific date range, which is what you were able to previously, we also have some presets. So these are more dynamic in nature, right? So last quarter, last week, last month, next month. It will dynamically sort of change those dates from today, tomorrow, etc. And then dynamic. So you can say, okay, when was the closing date within the last 5 days? Or within the next 5 days, or within the last 5 days, or before 13 days from today. So these are sort of the neat, sort of custom dynamic filters that are available to you within these particular searches. And then once you sort of have this the way you want it, you can actually save this and make it your own. So now I've started with my open closing soon, but then I changed it to something that's perfect for me, and then I went ahead and made that change. The other thing is you don't have to use manage views to create a new one. So if I'm just, let's say I'm sitting on the all search and I define a couple of filters. Let's just say I just want to see my under contract transactions, and this is a search that I want to save. Instead of saving with all, I can just go ahead and click the plus button and say this is my new search. And now I've got that new search saved right here, and I can access that at any time. Again, if I want that sorted somewhere that's a little closer to the front, go ahead and do that and come back to that search. The last thing I will demonstrate, which is really more appropriate for a team environment, is you can share these searches with the team. So if you're a team lead of some sort and say, you know what, I have a really cool search that I think all of my people would benefit from, you can go ahead and create that custom search, click the share toggle here. So you'll see I've shared these 3 searches. And then if one of your team members is inside their account, they're actually going to see these at the bottom. Now these show the support team icon, but they'll actually show your picture. So you'll see this was created by the support team. These are actually created by AFrame. So it's a little confusing because we're using the same logo, but usually this would be your photo or profile photo if you've uploaded it. And it will show you the last time it's been modified. So if I was a different team member and I said, oh great, I want to use Burton's my open closing soon custom, I can go ahead and create view, and I'm just going to say, this is mine, let's just say. So now I've created a view of my own based off a shared view from one of my teammates. So you can see that here. So this really provides a ton of functionality from a team environment. Obviously, saving views and getting those, making those appear with just a click is hugely beneficial. And I think you're really going to love the ability to display these custom fields as well as these actionable drawers that you can obviously click to make appear. So anyway, we hope you guys will enjoy this new page. We would love to have your feedback. You'll notice this little button in the upper right hand corner. Is there a bug? Is there an improvement that you'd like to see? Just go ahead and click that, and you can go ahead and give us some great ideas on how we can improve it. But again, if you guys need help, you can always reach out to us at support@aframesoftware.com. Thanks.